looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better without what's been holding us back now. Let's move closer to a new history, find out what we can be together. Take my hand and we will conquer the world. This is our final chance. 'Cause one day we'll be looking back at this. We were in a big mess together. But we found a way to choose right from wrong. We found the strength to go on together. To go on together. Yeah. To go on together. Moonlight and fire, dancing closely together and staying forever young. What about you and I then? Can we two find a way to align with each other? Let's move closer to a new history, find out what we can be together. Take my hand and we will conquer the world. This is our final chance. 'Cause one day we'll be looking back at this. We were in a big mess together. But we found a way to choose right from wrong. We found the strength to go on together. To go on together. Yeah. To go on together.
Show ya. Wish me to call you when you're turning me on. The way you telling me you wanna me down. Done it, I done this before you falling. I won't catch you, don't know I'm stalling. 'Cause you love to have them all crying. Calling me sweet, telling me you need me. But I'm from a city that's high school. I give them this and the more I go. 'Cause you a bad man, you she don't love money. She break grass real fast like conman. Wanna swim down to the deep end. Wanna know all my secrets, honestly. Can you keep it real? 'Cause honestly I can tell that you're real fond of me. Baby, don't be shy, I can see it in your eyes. I've been running around. Too bad, I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Too bad, I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night? Take it, baby, baby, I ain't scared to take it. Oh, and maybe when I take it, oh, I feel it coming down too strong. 'Cause I want ya, and it's hard to resist 'cause I need ya. And it's hard, baby, yeah, 'cause I believe ya. Hold me tight, holding on tonight. Holding a couple, get to you clean and proper. Way I move, I know you can love her. You gon' have me on your mind forever, ever. Thanks, baby, turn it down like a sweet and ready. Go slow, keep it nice and steady. Know that you've been keeping patience. Too bad, I've been sticking out your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it how you taking all my time. Left, right, can you take it all night?
Show me how you take her.
Pick it up, why you tryna find the pieces when you lick it up? Why I go when you sit you when you take it up? Yeah, you know that I'm bad. Too bad, I've been sticking on your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it how you taking all my time. That's right, can you take it all night? Too bad, I've been sticking on your mind. I know you like it how I rock it from behind. I know you stand it how you taking all my time. That's right, can you take it all night?